What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And in this episode, I want to talk about this Cold War, right? This Cold War that has been going on between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And a lot of people probably don't know, a lot of people probably don't recognize. A lot of people don't know and don't recognize that this Cold War between Michael Jordan and LeBron James has been going on probably for about, like, LeBron James been in the league going on 23 years, and it started even before LeBron James even got to the league. So this Cold War between Michael Jordan and LeBron James has been going on, I would say, at least 24, 25 years, right? And let me tell you why and how I know it's been going on for over 25 years, right? So first, I'm gonna give you some background on Michael Jordan, just to kind of let you know, like, why Michael Jordan is like, as a foe, as an opponent, or like what makes Michael Jordan so dangerous, like to go up against, like if you're trying to if you're trying to overcome his legacy, if you're trying to push Michael Jordan to the side, like what makes Michael Jordan so difficult and so hard to defeat, right? First of all, Michael Jordan he comes from a two-parent household, right? And that's significant. Michael Jordan had his mother and his father in his life. They both raised Michael Jordan. And that's significant. When you look at any great athlete, like most of the great athletes, most of the great entertainers, they come from two-parent households. So if you look at Michael Jackson, the same way, like Tiger Woods, two-parent household. Father played a significant role in his life. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Venus and Serena Williams, both, you know what I mean? Their father played a significant role in their life, right? So, and that's significant. And when you look at all of the black quarterbacks who won a Super Bowl, like their father was in their life, and their father played a significant role in their life. And it's probably the same way for like white quarterbacks. When you look at like Tom Brady, come from a strong family background. His father played a significant role in his life. And everybody know about Archie Manning. Archie Manning put two sons in the league, right? So that's important. Like that foundation right there is important. And then so Michael Jordan had that. And so when Michael Jordan comes from that, then he moves on. Michael Jordan moves on from his parents he go on to play for Dean Smith. Now, playing basketball for Dean Smith, that's probably like Harvard law. Like if you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a top tier lawyer, that's like going to Harvard or like one of those Ivy League schools to play for Dean Smith. Like that's not even exaggerating. That, like playing for Dean Smith, that's what that was. Going to North Carolina, that's like getting a Harvard education if you play. So Mike right there, like his foundation was just so, I mean the foundation was just so solid. It was off to a good start. And by Mike being very competitive, he's a quick learner, and he studied the game of life and the game of basketball, right? So anybody who goes up against Michael Jordan, you up against a whole lot, because you up against a very intelligent guy who knows how to play the game of life. He plays it on all levels. He plays it mentally, he plays it physically. He had friends and resources that, so that, anybody that was trying to come up against Michael Jordan and challenge his legacy was up against a lot, right? And so I say that just to set the foundation and let you know, like, that anybody who came after Michael Jordan, like if they was coming after Michael Jordan's legacy, what they was up against, right? Not just, people hear about the stats, like Mike won 6 championships. Mike was a great defender. Mike offensive game was flawless. Like, all right, that's cool from a basketball standpoint. But then people don't even take like the mental part of it and the strategic part of it into what goes into like Michael Jordan. So now, this is how I'm gonna let you know how I know that Michael Jordan was in this Cold War against LeBron James from the very start. Michael Jordan, even when he was a player, he kept his hand on the pulse of basketball, meaning like any young basketball player that was coming through the pipeline that Michael Jordan thought or people thought that might even be any kind of good, Michael Jordan was aware of that basketball play. And so you can even go back and you'll see like film of like Michael Jordan playing who was the guy? He played Michael Finley. Michael Finley was a very good high school prospect, and Michael Finley played Michael Jordan like, you know, like they probably had like a little meeting and they played like a little one-on-one, and Mike was giving them some pointers and stuff like that. Also, other basketball players like Michael Jordan had access. He had seen LeBron James when LeBron James was at high school, or LeBron James came to an open run in Chicago, and they spoke about that open run on I think it was Jason Kelsey like podcast when LeBron James made the comment that he was unstoppable and stuff like that. But you gotta know that if you was in Michael Jordan, his presence at that age, it wasn't because Michael Jordan was like he's like some type of you know, he was doing it out the kindness of his heart. He might have been, but Mike Jordan, he wanted to know like what was coming into the league, what was going to challenge his legacy. And so, like I said, Michael Finley, OJ Mayo, Antoine Walker, like all of those guys, before they hit the league, Michael Jordan, you know, like they might have been invited to some type of camp or open run, whereas though Michael Jordan got an opportunity to assess them, to see what kind of players they were and what you know, and what their makeup was, right? So now with that being said, LeBron James, Michael Jordan was aware of LeBron James, and he knew that they was going to bring LeBron James along as the chosen one. He saw all the hype and everything surrounding LeBron James. You know, King James, the chosen one, and all that stuff, right? So Michael Jordan, even though he probably didn't play with LeBron James, you know, at that open run, Michael Jordan allowed LeBron James to be around him and to see like what type, like the reverence that other players had with, you know, about Michael Jordan, like how people like treated Michael Jordan. And he wanted LeBron James to experience that just so Michael Jordan can get inside of LeBron James's head. Right. And so even before LeBron James hit the league, Michael Jordan was already planting those seeds in his head, like putting that pressure on him, because Michael Jordan he knew that if you try to emulate him or come at him or challenge his legacy in any kind of way, that's a lot of pressure. And so Michael Jordan planted those seeds early in LeBron James' career, and you know, he got into his head immediately before LeBron James even touched the league. And not only was it Michael Jordan, you had sponsors and the NBA putting pressure on LeBron James, telling him he was going to be the next one. He was going to be that, you know, that dude. So that's a lot of pressure. Once Mike planted those seeds, Mike just stepped back, right? He just stepped back and just watched and saw what happened. So now fast forward, you have LeBron James. His first 7 years in the league, LeBron James couldn't win a championship. He didn't win a championship, right? And pressure is mounting on LeBron James. So LeBron James got to do something real fast. He got to either get some star ball players to come to Cleveland, and if he can't get them to come to Cleveland, then he has to leave Cleveland and go to Miami. So that right there was a crucial turning point in his career. Once LeBron James could not get people to come to Cleveland, then he had to leave Cleveland and go to Miami. So that right there was that move right there, and that pressure all along kind of fit. It really fed into Michael Jordan, as far as the Cold War. So that was it right there, right? And so now you got LeBron James. He's going to Miami, playing for the Miami Heat. He go to the championship 4 times down there. They lose 2, so he's 2-2 at Miami. Plus, he had already lost one when he was in Cleveland, right? Still, LeBron James, that pressure is on LeBron James, for him to catch Michael Jordan. Now, even with Kobe being in the picture, like Kobe knew like how serious it was for LeBron James to try to go after Mike and try to take that legacy. So Kobe really didn't get into that who's the greatest and all that stuff. Like Kobe took the same approach that Mike did. Kobe was like, all right, I'm gonna let my work on the court decide like who is the GOAT. And Kobe realized that he wasn't going to be able to catch Mike and overcome Mike. Although Kobe was the greatest threat to Mike, but what really messed up Kobe is Kobe tried to be like Mike, in like his mannerisms and the way he talked, and Kobe took some flack for that. Like Kobe caught heat for that. So Kobe realized that the best Kobe could do was to be the best Kobe he could be. And then that's when Kobe's career really took off. And that's when you come up with like the Black Mamba and stuff like that, and people admiring Kobe for like the work that he was putting in and appreciating the work that he was putting in. And they call Kobe the Black Mamba, right? And Kobe, that's why so many people loved and appreciated Kobe, because of his dedication to the game. And he just finally realized that all he had to do was just be the best Kobe he could be. But by then, he still wasn't going to catch Mike. So now here you have LeBron James. He wearing that number 23. That again was a mistake. To wear that number 23 just put so much more pressure on you. And every time you put that jersey on and you chasing Mike, you setting yourself up. It's just a lot of pressure on you when you put that number on. And that's something that Mike probably wanted LeBron to do. Mike wants you to emulate him. He wants you to try to be him. Like LeBron James do the little thing at the beginning of the game when he throw the powder up in the air and the smoke in the air. That's something that Michael Jordan used to do. So every time you emulate Mike, and every time you try to be like Mike, that works in Mike's favor, because Mike put in so much work that you can't out Mike, right? No way you can do it. The only thing you can do is be the best you can be, right? So Mike, all these years, like I said, Mike has been in LeBron James's head. And so now when you get to LeBron at Miami, he won a couple championships, he leaves Miami and he goes to Cleveland. He go to Cleveland and he finally wins that championship, right? Now, once LeBron James win that championship, LeBron James says that after that, he says, I think it was 2016, he says, that's when I knew I was the GOAT. Once I won a championship at Cleveland, that's when I knew that I was the GOAT, right? Now let's think about, like, why would LeBron James say that, right? Because again, that was a desperate move by LeBron. Like, that wasn't something that just came off the top of LeBron's head, him saying that that's when I knew I was a GOAT. That was a desperate attempt from LeBron to try to stir the narrative. And he also knew it was risky, right? But because he had like a media machine around him, and Clutch Sports Management and all those guys and people who he planted at ESPN and different, like, people who he, like, not planted, but people who he was managing, so they was going to help LeBron James promote that narrative that LeBron James was the GOAT with those 3 championships. They were going to help LeBron James promote that narrative. They had to do that because it was, like LeBron James, it was just too much pressure. So it was a calculated risk, and they had to promote that, right? So now you got Shannon Sharp, you got Nick Wright, you got what's the other dude? Kendrick Perkins saying that LeBron James is the GOAT. Then you got Isaiah Thomas jumped on that bandwagon too. But the reason why Isaiah Thomas jumped on that bandwagon is because Isaiah Thomas don't like Michael Jordan. Like, Isaiah Thomas know that Michael Jordan basically almost destroyed his legacy. So Isaiah Thomas is like, he is salty about, and you can understand why Isaiah Thomas is mad about that. Like, Mike holding him, like, that was epic. For Mike to hold Isaiah off of that team, you can understand why Isaiah Thomas is salty about that, right? So you do have some people in media and who was on the LeBron James wagon, right? So they out there and they spinning this narrative that LeBron James is the GOAT. Then LeBron James go public and says he's the GOAT. Now, a lot of people are saying that Michael Jordan don't even get into this GOAT conversation. Michael Jordan don't even pay this GOAT conversation any attention. But the whole time it wasn't true. Like, publicly, Mike never said anything. He don't say anything about the GOAT conversation. He is on record saying that, I don't see myself as a GOAT. And I don't call myself as a GOAT because I think it's very disrespectful, because I didn't get a chance. I didn't have the opportunity to play against all of the greats. I didn't get to play against Jerry West. I didn't get to play against Oscar Robertson, and that was a brilliant answer, right? But Mike is also, he's a very, he's a sensitive dude, and he take things personally. And so when LeBron James said that he was the GOAT after that, knowing Michael Jordan, it's not a stress for you to say that Michael Jordan was offended by that. And I'll let you know how I think Michael Jordan was offended. Anytime in the NBA when Michael Jordan was playing, you had a player that they said, could challenge Mike for being like the best ball player in the league, or somebody who was a Michael Jordan stopper. Michael Jordan just went out and made sure he went out and made sure he just destroyed him, right? Clyde Drexler, like when they said that Clyde Drexler was on Michael Jordan level, Michael Jordan said he took that personally, and he went out there. Every time he played against Clyde Drexler, he tried to destroy Clyde Drexler, so there couldn't be no question. Dominique Wilkinson brother, Gerald Wilkinson, right? They said, oh yeah, the New York Knicks got him. He's a Jordan stopper, and so Jordan wanted it to be known that there's no such thing as a Jordan stopper. So Jordan went out there and destroyed him. So Michael Jordan take things personally, right? And he take things to heart. So I gotta believe that when LeBron James come out publicly and says that he's the GOAT, not only did he say he was the GOAT, but LeBron said that he wanted to push that old number 23, meaning Michael Jordan. He wanted to write him out the history books, to push him aside. When, as a youngster, you don't know like what the ramifications are of you saying that. That's just like you being at a law firm or something and you saying that one day I'm gonna be partners and I'm gonna get these old heads out of here. Those older guys are already already on point, and they already sensitive to stuff like that. So you can't come out and say stuff like that, and you can't even give. Not only can you not say stuff like that, but you can't even give the impression that is your that's your intent. And so that was a big mistake by LeBron James. But still, we got Michael Jordan not saying anything, just standing in the background, allowing this Cold War to play out. And at this time, Michael Jordan's still not losing the Cold War. You got some people on LeBron James' side saying that he's the GOAT. And then you got some people who, like, who are saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT, right? Now, what the thing about that, so you get, and neither one of these, like you got these people that's supporting LeBron James, but they really don't carry a lot of weight. They trying just to promote a narrative, but their narrative don't really swing or sway anything. But you have players like all the old school players, Charles Barkley, Magic, Tim Hardaway, all those guys who play in the league and play with Mike are saying that Mike was the GOAT. Then on top of that, you got the older fans like myself, right, who's saying that Mike was the GOAT. Mike, and the closest thing to Mike was Kobe. Like the diehard basketball fans and most of the guys who played in the league don't have a axe to grind with Mike. They just telling you that Mike was it. He was the GOAT. So Mike is winning that, especially like when it comes to public perception. Mike is winning that. He's winning that war, right? So now we're to a point where LeBron James, he said that and everything, and it's not going his way. But what hurts LeBron James' case is the fact that if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Meaning that fans support Michael Jordan so much that his merchandise is selling, like his sneakers, his and all of his like sweatsuits and everything with the Jordan brand and the Jordan logo on there is selling. It's still making money. So fans are showing with their support, like Mike is that dude. You know what I mean? We love Mike. And so Mike is winning from a business aspect too, which is very important, right? All right, so LeBron James, he's in a situation where ratings went down during his, during his reign. Then not only did ratings go down, his merch is not selling like what Mike is selling. So Mike is picking up more support. So Mike has the support of the NBA because ratings went down. They're not going to support LeBron because the ratings went down. Nike's got to stick with Mike because his merch is still selling. His merch is, he outsell Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry combined. Mike do, right? So with him outselling that, you gotta go with Mike. So from a business standpoint, Mike won that Cold War. He's winning that Cold War, and from public perception, Mike won that Cold War, right? And that's with Mike all orchestrating everything from. He's orchestrating all this from behind the scenes. Like Mike Jordan never, he don't say anything. He say all the right things publicly, and he don't get into that GOAT conversation. Now, you got this coming fall. You got Michael Jordan coming to NBC, right? So if Michael Jordan is coming back to NBC, like people's like, well, why is Michael Jordan coming back to NBC? And I personally think that Michael Jordan took all of this stuff personally, and he's going to come back to NBC, and he's going to. The NBA had a formula for success and growth while Michael Jordan was playing, and they kind of got away from that after Michael Jordan retired, and after Kobe retired, it kind of that formula kind of went away, right? And this experiment that they had with LeBron James really didn't work out for the NBA, so they got to go back to their old formula. And so now you see these young guys. This kid Shea at OKC, he represents. If you watch his style of play, he played that mid range. He used that mid range game. He shoot at all three levels. Although he don't really shoot the three a lot, which Mike didn't. Mike wasn't a fan of that three ball either. So even with the young kid, what's the other kid, Halliburton for the Pacers. Halliburton is the same way. Like Halliburton, he's like Magic Johnson. He'll distribute the ball. He'll get everybody, involved in that offense. And then when they need a clutch basket, Halliburton has been clutch. Even throughout these playoffs, Halliburton has been clutch. So those two right there, those kids right there represent a new era of basketball coming in, right? And so Mike coming back this fall, I think is just basically for Mike to explain to fans, not without saying a word about LeBron James, most likely, is to explain to fans like how basketball is supposed to be played. You know, and when he do that, I think that right there will just put the final nail in that argument, like that GOAT conversation, like who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? You know, so Michael Jordan is coming back this fall, in my opinion, to usher out that old era, that player empowerment era that really didn't work out for the NBA. It didn't work out for the sponsors. It didn't work. Fans didn't like it, so fans stopped watching. Lakers fans, you know, are on hiatus until LeBron James retired. So Michael Jordan is just coming in, I think, to usher LeBron James to the door. And that's probably going to be like the end of this Cold War, right, between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. But this was, you know, I think Michael Jordan played this like it was masterful the way Michael Jordan played this out. You know, because once Michael Jordan win this Cold War right here, I think this will solidify Michael Jordan for at least another 15 to 20 years, in my opinion, as the GOAT. And so Michael Jordan right now, I think he's 63 years old. So he 63, you know, 73, like 83 years old. So, you know, after that, Mike probably won't care. But this right here, you know, this just going to solidify Mike for at least another 20 years, 15 to 20 years, I bet you. And so, you know, that's what this Cold War, like I said, has been all about with Mike and LeBron. Yeah, man, I just think that LeBron James, for a number of reasons, LeBron James, once you start trying to emulate Mike, once you start trying to be like Mike, you know what I mean? Like Mike, if I could just be like Mike, every player who has come into the league since Michael Jordan, after Michael Jordan coming to the league, like that is in every player. Even today, when you come to the league, like that is in their head. That is in their head. Like his ghost, the ghost of Michael Jordan is in all great basketball players. It's in their head because they're going to get compared to Mike. You know, everybody, you know, all these kids are wearing the Jordan shoes, the Jordan, you know, it's in their head. And Mike knows how to play that. Mike knows how to use that to his advantage, right? Mike, in my opinion, Mike is diabolical. And so the way he played this thing out with LeBron James, I think it got personal for him, but he's not telling people it got personal. But so I'm looking forward to this fall when Mike come back, just to see how this situation with Mike play out, you know, and how much I don't think he really gonna say anything bad about LeBron or go at LeBron directly, no matter probably what LeBron says about, you know, but because all Mike has to do really is just be honest about the situation. And the truth is the truth. Real basketball fans know it. Basketball players know it. Sponsors know it, and the NBA know it, you know. And so this Cold War between, like I said, Michael Jordan and LeBron James has been going on for like about 25 years. It's been going on for 25 years, but a lot of people wasn't paying attention to it. A lot of people didn't know that it was going on until like it really, you know, people really probably ain't catching on until like 2016 when LeBron James told people that he was to go. He had to go public with that. He had to say that at that time because he was losing that war. So he had, you know, it's ever since 2016, LeBron James has been desperate. And the more desperate you get, man, the more you play into Michael Jordan's hand, man. So, you know, this was just diabolical, man, the way Mike played it out. But I'm gonna make some more videos because it's a lot more things that I think that went on behind the scenes that people are not privy to, or that people haven't paid attention to, like some of the like little nuances, you know, about this. And so yeah, but this is going to be like the first of many videos that I make about like this Cold War between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And so But yeah, that's my take on it. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this Cold War between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and let me know who you think won that war. And I'll check you all out in my next video.